everyone, and welcome back to another video. And today I'm going to talk about how to find the perfect Star Stable club for you and how to pass the application, because it seems as though when it comes to joining clubs, a lot of people just don't know what they're doing, or they don't understand how they work. So I'm going to kind of walk you through it and give you some tips on joining the right club so that you won't be confused and you won't have to hop between a bunch of different clubs. The first step you need to do when finding the right club is to figure out what kind of club you want to join, because there are many different kinds and each type is very different. And some clubs might also have a mixture of different things. They might teach different things or have a few different activities too that they offer. And I'm just going to give you a quick summary of different types of clubs and what to expect in each one of those. First of all, there are dressage clubs, and dressage clubs are usually pretty strict. They're probably going to require you to have a specific horse and a specific outfit. If you're wondering what dressage is, then it's basically, to sum it up in a nutshell, it's basically like making patterns in an arena with multiple horses and people, and I don't really know how to describe it other than it's just like doing moves and making cool patterns. I don't know how else to describe it, but I'll put a little clip on the screen and you can hopefully kind of get the idea. And then there's also Western drill clubs, and those are very similar to dressage clubs. It's basically like a slightly different style of doing the same thing. And then there's also jumping clubs and racing clubs, which can be pretty strict as well, and they're probably also going to require you to have a specific horse and a specific outfit. Really, the only clubs that are never that strict are hangout clubs. They usually don't require anything, but they still might. It really just depends on the club. Some clubs are more strict than others. And some clubs that are strict will also have you fill out an application that you have to pass before you join. And they might even have a Discord server that they'll require you to join. And basically through Discord, you can just talk to people with your real voice that are playing Star Stable. So, you might be wondering, girl, why are these clubs so extra? Like, why the application? Why Discord? Why are they so extra? And to explain that to you, number one, club owners are nerds, okay? They're nerds, and yeah, I'm one of them, and I can tell you for a fact they are Star Stable nerds. And they just want to hang out with other people who are also Star Stable nerds and like to do what they do. And that's kind of why they can be so extra, because we're just nerds that are really passionate about Star Stable and Star Stable clubs. The main reason for the applications, though, are because of something called club hoppers. Club hoppers are people who will join clubs just for the sake of joining clubs and then immediately leave. So the reason that a lot of clubs have applications is so they can determine who actually cares by reading the applications, so that they won't have to waste their time with people who are just going to leave immediately and really don't care, because there are a lot of people out there like that, and that's kind of why I'm making this video. Just, teach them more about clubs, and hopefully that way people won't immediately leave, because as a club owner, it's extremely frustrating when 99% of the people you invite to join your club just immediately leave, and they tell you that they want to join, and they act like they want to join, and then they just leave. So that is something that you will not want to do. If you're worried about a club being too strict, like for example, you want to join a dressage club, but they're usually super strict and you're afraid that you're not going to be able to get into one because they're all have these super high requirements, then what you want to do is just join a small club, because small clubs do not have requirements that are nearly as strict. It doesn't matter what type of club they are always going to be a lot less strict than large clubs, because those small club owners really just need people to join. They cannot be picky as to who they invite to join, because they really just need members and they need people to join so that they can get their name out. So they usually will become a little bit more strict once they grow, but you will at least be able to have more time to get the club horse and the club outfit if they require that, and you'll probably just have an easier time with all the requirements if you join a small club, because while they're not fancy, they're not going to have requirements that are nearly as strict, and they're just a lot more chill with their requirements. And in order to find the right club for you, I would recommend going on YouTube or something like that, maybe some kind of social media, and just looking up blank club in Star Stable, and there will be many results. So maybe just watch a few YouTube videos on them or something like that, and that way you can get an idea as to what they're actually like, because each club type is very different and they can get pretty complicated and they can be kind of hard to understand sometimes. Each different type of club is like their own rabbit hole of information. So I would recommend just watching a few videos. You don't have to become an expert on the club's discipline or anything like that. I would just recommend making sure that you know exactly what kind of club you want to join, and that you're really passionate about the type of club that you want to join. After you've figured out what kind of club you want to join, you'll have to find the club for you. And if you have Discord, I would recommend using Club Cliche to find a good club for you, especially if you're picky, because you can go in this neat little thing called Specific Select and list all the things that you want in a club. And if somebody has a club that sounds like a good club for you, then they will message you, and you can be as picky or as not picky as you want to be. Really, the only thing that you do not want to do, for the sake of everything that is holy, do not require the club to have a 2-word name. Because, oh my gosh, guys. Like, oh my gosh. If you don't have Discord, then it might take a little bit longer for you to find a club because you can't look at the advertisements of them in channels. But just be patient, and eventually a good club will find you. Really, the only key is that you have to be very patient. Always make sure that, you're confident that the club you're joining is the right one for you. And sometimes it won't be. Sometimes you'll join and you'll just find out that it's not the right club for you. That happens sometimes, but you want to try to avoid that as much as you can. And just try to find the perfect club for you, because even if it doesn't seem like there's a good club for you, there will be one that you come across eventually, even if you have to wait a little bit. Finally, once you've found a good club for you, you have to pass their application. And really, it sounds scary, but it's not that hard. Like, I'm telling you guys, it's really pretty simple. You just need to show the club owner that you care and that you really want to join their club. And basically, the way you do that is you just try hard, okay? A lot of people kind of just don't understand why applications exist, I guess, and they'll just write like really short answers, or they won't answer a question at all. And really, the way to get into a club is just to take your time on the application. A few questions that you might come across are, number 1, why do you want to join this club? And that is a very simple question, but for some reason, a lot of people from my experience just won't answer that question. Like, they'll just be like, I don't know, I've just been looking for a club. And that is not an acceptable that is not an acceptable answer, because you need to show the club owner that you want to join this club, not Joe Schmo's club over there. You want to join this club, and you have to give the club owner a reason as to why this club and not some other club. When you come across that question, be sure that you know why you want to join that specific club. Another question that you might come across is, what can you bring to our club? And this is a question that I see a lot of people are confused on, and basically what this question means is that it's asking for, if you join this club, how is it going to affect our community? Is it going to bring a positive effect, or is it going to bring a negative effect? If you come across that question, don't freak out. Maybe talk a little bit about yourself, your personality, and things like that. I can't exactly tell you exactly what to write for that question, because it's up to you. One more question that I've seen come up once is, it was something like, this is your final plea to join blank club. What do you say? And I just saw this question, and I thought that, this is a really good question. It's a bit of a confusing question. But basically, this just means, like, imagine this club owner, like, is just walking away from you, like, nah, I don't want to, invite you to the club. Like, what are you gonna tell him? And basically, that's it. Like, why should you be permitted to join the club? So those are a few questions that you might encounter in an application and kind of what they mean. Really, the only secret to passing an application is to, like I said, just give it your all. Just spend some time on it. Like, write a few sentences for some of the questions that I just talked about, which could have longer answers. You don't need to spend like an hour on it, but just take your time. And try to make your grammar as good as possible. Usually it doesn't have to be perfect, just do your best and you are very likely to get invited to join the club. And if you don't end up passing the application, then you can always try a different club, or you can always try again later. Sometimes club owners will give you advice on how you could have done the application, so I would recommend taking that advice if they give it to you. That is how to join a club that is right for you and pass the application. I hope this video was helpful for you all. Good luck to those of you who are going to join a club, and I will see you next time. Bye.